I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, cheers.
Well, cheers, man. Welcome, Holy Smokers. Yeah, it's how you been, man?
I've been bored.
Bored, he says.
That's the problem when
Yeah.
you go back inside and you live by yourself. I can only watch so many Simpsons episodes.
Well, I mean, we dropped by your crib like we did today and, like, hook you up with stuff to distribute to folks.
Yeah.
So you're like a guy.
Yeah, but it's getting more and more sporadic because they're getting shuffled off by the police everywhere, and I don't know where anybody is, but I do have a number of people that keep dropping by every so often, so I at least have stuff for them when they do come over. Or I just eat it all.
Yeah. Well, we got.
But whichever comes first.
Yeah, have you been getting like furnished and that kind of thing?
No, I'm still missing a thing to sleep on.
Okay.
I was actually just looking up some crazy things.
I mean, my back alley's filled with shady ass mattresses, but
Yeah,
You know.
and I mean, I do still scavenge, so to speak, but not as much as I wish. But
hey, so futon, nice little fold-out joint, be good.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, cause like
How much
right
that one
now,
cost that you were just showing me?
That was like $67
Ah,
in
shit.
shipping. But yeah, I mean, I'm basically still sleeping on the floor, although it has carpet.
Now, the reason I asked you to come here today is because I want to ask your opinion on a very pressing matter. I don't want to keep our viewers, waiting because it's going to be a spicy
Right.
clickbait title. I don't want to like put people off. What do you know about geese on meth? Meth geese.
Geese?
Geese.
Like as in the bird?
Yeah, as in the asshole bird that will,
Yeah, I always thought they were.
How could you tell?
I mean, he hasn't come over to my house and shared anything, so...
Yeah, well, but that's the thing. People aren't really quick to be sharing their stash, right?
But see, I imagine that any type of bird that lives in an urban environment, whether it be in a park, in a pond, or whatever, they're gonna get their hands on them because humans are stupid, and a lot of them will drop stuff or throw stuff because cops are coming or whatever, and the stupid geese will probably eat it.
Well, if the geese ate some meth, I think it would die.
I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I've eaten it and I haven't died.
But your weight to a geese, you're like 5 geese,
Yeah, but I mean,
and also, you're
like you said, they're asshole birds, and assholes live forever.
That's true. They probably like honey badger that shit, right?
I mean, I couldn't tell you about any wildlife on drugs, so
Well, I mean, there is a cocaine bear.
Cool.
That happened.
I'm gonna meet him.
I think they probably put him down. He went on a rampage. He got into like some bails, but there's this claim being made by a gentleman that we have had.
Okay, wait.
Wait.
Are there even any geese in Las Vegas?
No, this is in the city of Portland.
Okay.
A man is claiming that homeless people are feeding meth to the geese, and this is causing the geese to attack people.
I could see that some of humanity are idiots, assholes, and
Degenerates
that they probably would do something like that just to say, "Oh, let's see what happened." I've never heard anything about it, but then again,
I mean, meth is cheap, but is it something that you throw away? Cheap? Weed is cheap that you throw it away. People go, pa, 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 and they they'll tap out their bowl after barely singeing it. But this is not the case with hey, I do. Come on over.
I'm so out of touch of the world, really, that, I mean, I can tell you what Simpsons episodes were on today, but I couldn't tell you what the hell happened around my neighborhood. So.
She wants me to light it out there. I can't light it
here you
here,
are,
but
babe.
I'm gonna bring it back.
No worries. Yeah. I'll see.
But it seems plausible that some idiots would do something like that just to see what would happen.
Okay. See, this claim though, it comes from a gentleman that, like I said, we had a run-in with this guy. He's the one that went on Fox News and claimed that Holy Smokes is...
You mean the one that had a whole bunch of people's IDs and committed identity fraud?
Allegedly.
Okay.
Something, I don't even know the details of that, but yeah, he's like facing 19 charges involving like stolen IDs.
No wonder why, the homeless people's stuff gets stolen all the damn time, and now I had to go through 3 fucking IDs.
I mean, this guy also claimed that the people living in the tunnels have gone blind from living down there to justify his usage of the term mole people. That doesn't happen.
I know some of the people that live in the tunnels, and I know for sure that 90% of them have one of these. They don't go blind, they have a goddamn light.
I just went half blind right there, man. Whoa. That was powerful.
Yeah.
That was a powerful shit. Yeah, actually, like up in the tunnels, like, people got like battery-powered adhesive click lights, like those just line the tunnels going all the way down.
Yeah.
Christmas lights, it's like a college dorm room, some of these joints, But yeah, so this
I had disco lights in my tent, so.
Do you have a disco ball?
At one point,
it was like a rotating,
I did.
sparkly.
It was a little thing you put down and it fucking lit up everything.
Thank you, though.
Thank you.
But, I mean, humanity, there are scumbags in it. And,
Certainly.
I can't say for anyone else. All I know is that
I just have a hard time.
My drugs to wildlife.
No. No.
I've usually done them.
I just don't see like the geese. It would have seizures. I'm thinking,
Or it would make them so amped that they'll fucking go bonkers and just fucking go nuts.
Well, so the claim is also that these geese have become meth addicts themselves.
Some, I'm sure.
Kevin, you have someone in your corner here.
I am guessing that
you're not going to testify for him over the ID shit,
See,
right?
I'm guessing what's happening with the geese is not they're looking for a goddamn pipe. They have the dump. They're looking for a pipe, not to smoke it. That's why they're nuts. Nobody has a bubble.
They're trying to get a pookie. Okay. This would make a whole new like signs to put up in the park. Please do not
the wildlife drugs.
Please do not get the wildlife drug. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a sign there. Don't feed the whores. Don't feed the hookers drugs.
That's a sign down here.
That's a sign I found on Wish.
Oh, jeez.
Don't feed the whores.
I have been in violation of this law before I even moved here.
So I figured, when they say don't feed the wildlife, they're meaning everything.
Including wild motherfuckers. Right.
Or drugs, or whatever, yeah. Don't feed the wildlife. That's all you gotta know. Let them take care of themselves.
So, let's see.
But I think they're going nuts because they don't have a way to smoke it.
I have seen some in need folks where they have what they got. They got the lighter and they got the bag, but they don't have
the device.
Yeah, I always thought it was kind of like I just had this picture in my head of people smoking meth, and they can't figure out how to do it. They're rolling it on foil and everything, and then all of a sudden someone has an idea and a light bulb above his head. And then he takes the light bulb down. And then he cracks it.
Right?
It's like,
I mean,
I guess I'll make that with the AI prompt video maker thing.
I mean, I can go on the history of them and whatnot. But anyway, I'm thinking that people who are eating geese meth, the geese are going bonkers and nuts because now they have no way of doing it. They're looking for a bubble. Nobody thought to give them a bubble with the drugs.
I'm trying to see doing this for the geese, holding it up for them, and rolling it and doing the whole dance, with the fire.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, they always say what's skipping a goose is skipping a gander.
Oh, they definitely are going to gander.
Oh, man.
A gandering will ensue. Man. What about squirrels and because I'm trying to think of the wildlife that comes to the encampments and the tunnels around here.
You basically don't have much. You have rats. I mean, there's not really a whole heck of a lot of wildlife out here.
One of our buddies, Irish, he's like a scorpion whisperer.
Good for him.
He got kicked off the strip because like he was demonstrating his skills, you know, like he was like, you know, busking with scorpions and just having him dance and like, you know, crawl over his hands and stuff. And these are full blown just wild scorpions that he met out in the...
See the full big adult ones?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about so much. The small teeny baby ones that you gotta worry about.
I've heard that.
The poison is more concentrated.
I've heard that, yeah.
But either way, I don't fuck with scorpions. I don't even go to Natural Daddy and ask for a scorpion shot. And that's one of their specialties.
As a quadruple Scorpio, I do advise avoiding, keeping a distance, but y'all never can.
They're nasty little fucking things.
So you do find there to be, it's a scintilla of plausibility to the Meth Geese.
Because humanity are assholes. A majority of the people.
That's your premise. Humanity are assholes, and I don't think anyone disagrees with that. So, given the asshole,
jerk off would fucking do it just to see what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like throwing uncooked rice to pigeons to watch them fucking explode.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah,
Oh.
because rice expands.
Yeah.
And their body's only so big, and you throw a whole bunch of uncooked rice out, they'll eat every single bit of it, not realizing that in 5-10 minutes their stomach is going to expand beyond their body.
Yeah.
People are assholes. You know, that's why they stop throwing you that way.
Oh no, let me give you a hand up.
Okay. Yeah. So I can see it happening.
In summation, okay, so this might be, for all of his outlandishness and alleged criminal activity, and also some criminal activity that was actually like verified when he worked with We Heart Seattle or something like that, or the fact that that organization was criminal or something to the effect. They got cease and desist orders from the city. But anyway, of all the shenanigans that this cat brings about, Meth Geese is the most plausible assertion that we know of.
Yeah. Because I could see some people being jerks and idiots and assholes. You know? And they would just like kind of throw a chunk out and see what would happen.
Huh.
Because humanity is fucking made up with a whole group of idiots and
You know,
assholes.
I mean, I am like a bit of a pharmacology nerd, you know, but
I'm just a heavy drug user.
yeah. So
and a pro.
I will admit that I don't know that a little bit of meth would kill a goose. What would the dosage be?
I've seen a couple of pigeons that are fucking nuts that I think might have gotten their hands into something.
Yeah. Well, again, how can you tell? You know,
Right.
these motherfuckers are so squirrely anyway.
Right.
You know. What about squirrels?
But,
Squirrels are basically.
I noticed the other day in front of a friend's campsite that looked to what I thought would have been a chunk of meth, crushed though, like somebody had stepped on it. Now, a pigeon would think that was just like little bits of food, and they would come and fucking peck at it.
And one peck.
Right.
And the
Right.
not
So-
one peck.
So I can
peck
see
that shit even once.
happening, although.
Just one peck, and that was it. Next thing you know, she's out there turning tricks for,
Right?
you know.
I mean, she lost her foot. I mean, you know, what are you gonna do? You know, the
yeah,
pigeon
you know.
was high.
Yeah, you know. I ain't mad at a pigeon getting high. You know, that's a rough life. You
But
know.
I can see it
Sitting on
happening,
cars.
and I can see that it could be plausible.
And then that these geese actually develop. And he's using this to explain the aggressive behavior of the geese. Now, that's not necessarily.
Now, wait.
If a goose was on meth.
Hang on. That's not necessarily the outcome because geese are protective and violent and just nuts.
Especially of
fucking
their
anyway.
stash, you know?
And fucking nuts anyway. You go near a flock of geese like in a little pond, they will come and attack you to defend themselves in their little area.
Is that why, like, parks are so fond of having geese, is to keep people out of them? Is it like an anti-homelessness measure?
That would be a new one. I mean, they just close the
We're
parks
just gonna
out
put
here.
Tasmanian devils.
They just close the parks out here, but put wild animals in the park to keep homeless out. That might work.
But then you just then you just entice them with that sweet, sweet Chris, and the next thing you know, you got a whole cartel, an avian cartel that these are Canadian geese too. These are Canadian geese. I don't know if that matters.
They're just fucking assholes.
Really?
They're just fucking plain out assholes.
They buck the trend for the.
Oh yeah, they are just violent fucking asshole birds.
How would you even get close enough to feed them meth? Well, what he alleges they put it in bread and then they throw the bread.
I can see assholes doing that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I honestly could.
I mean, because I'm trying to think of like,
oh, I'm gonna see. Oh, I got a bun. Let's see what would happen. I can see people being that much of a fucking idiot.
or maybe thinking, hey, I'm gonna kill that goose and cook it, right?
No.
And then he shrugs it off.
That is not even the thought in their head. Their thought in their head is, let me do this, and I'm gonna see what happens. That's it. That's all. Just because that person's an asshole.
Man. This is just blowing my mind. I just categorically, anything that this Kevin guy ever said, I was just like, oh my God, he's fucking, because, yeah.
See, I was just about to say, is I can see people doing it on purpose because the people themselves are just fucking idiots and assholes.
This is amazing.
And I can see it happen on accident because people who do it, as they're putting stuff into their pipe, might drop a piece here or there, and it could be dark, and they can't find it, so they leave it, and so then a piece comes up.
The idea of narcotic detritus just kind of making its way into the food chain. This I could see.
Watch out! Chicken you had for dinner is high on heroin.
I might stop being a vegetarian if there was some good Fent McNuggets.
Some coked out cows. Coked out cows.
No, don't.
How are you meaning to a happy meal then?
Okay, so you want to give heroin to a turkey, right? Cows, you don't want them lean and skinny. You want them all,
Yeah, but
stoned cows. You just let them just graze.
Okay, I'm not feeding drugs to wild animals. Period.
Yes, Holy Smoke does not condone.
And I wouldn't even do it to domestic animals either.
Experimenting with creating a third culture of humans and wildlife merging by way of inducing them with really cheap drugs.
There's funny shit, but I see that it could be plausible.
Cocaine bear, I can fuck with cocaine bear, like.
How about an orangutan on fucking on
Xanax? An orangutan on Xanax is what ended that woman's career. So now that we've
established that
it blows my mind,
right?
Yeah.
But I can see people doing it just because people are fucking assholes. And that's a shame of our society, is that's what somebody would much rather do than progress their own life. They would much rather take some dough, put it in bread, and feed it to a goose just to watch what happens with the goose.
Housing First doesn't fix that, does it?
No.
Well, at least keeps them away from the geese.
Right.
Then the geese are, safe, right? I mean, Housing First doesn't solve every problem. It's not a magic wand.
But
for the sake of the geese, we need to get people housed.
Don't feed the wildlife drugs. That's all.
But yeah, the signs are very helpful. Like those red ones, right?
Don't feed the wildlife drugs.
Well,
yeah.
I need
what
to.
What do you think of that red sign? And that goes for every single block.
Yeah.
And that is also the reason why you can't stop on the pedestrian bridges on the strip anymore.
Oh, that's the same kind of sign ordinance thing. Yeah. Okay. So, the sky bridges, I can understand that because isn't that...
They're wide, but that's where people would panhandle because that's
it's a great place for it. Oh, totally, yeah. No,
all they're doing is systematically making homelessness an actual crime and not a social issue.
I mean, or a health issue or an economic issue, it's just a criminal one, right?
And an economic issue, you're looking at a whole population of people that have a disposable income every month. They take care of their habits. They go to the stores. Don't shut them out. You're losing a lot of money, people.
That's true. How much does that homeless dollar, for who gets the homeless dollar?
Right now?
Yeah.
Convenience stores and drug dealers. and dispensaries.
What about
Because the casino.
what about shelters? Don't the shelters take some
No,
of your money?
they get government funding or whatever.
It's in California. They'll take your Social Security check if you
Well,
or your SI or whatever.
That's
You know.
kind of stealing your money.
Yeah,
that
and it
can't
keeps
be
them
legal.
in a system. No, some of the worst things are legal.
I mean, if that's the case, fine. Give me an apartment and just pay rent.
Or
If
you
you're
know,
gonna take the money.
yeah, okay. So I've been doing some like deep diving into some shit and crunching some numbers. So the homeless industrial complex is buying a lot of people houses, but it's their second and third home. You know, a CEO of a nonprofit can make it like $450,000, where an organization of equal size in the private sector, or that like does like business, they're only making like about $250,000. Whereas 501c3 CEOs, yeah, they'll make like $500,000 a year. For some reason, it's way off scale. In LA, there's a program. In LA, there was a program where they had like a certain number of people that they were serving. It was like 1,000 something or other. They spent $17,000 a month per person. Got none of them inside. $17,000 a month. That's $250,000 a year.
Okay, this comes back down to a drug topic.
Okay.
This country would much rather maintain somebody at a level rather than cure whatever is going on. That is
Status quo?
That is the reason why ibogaine is not legal in this country. They would much rather have methadone clinics and needle exchanges
Oh,
than
that's right.
actually
Yeah,
people
ibogaine is effective.
than actually people being cured of their habits.
Yeah.
You know, they would much rather keep the maintenance alive because it is job security
Right.
rather than curing
Well,
people.
if we got,
It comes down to that conglomerate back in the 1800s. Okay, there's I want to say Irvine, California, but there's a firehouse somewhere in California that has a light bulb that has not been changed since 1883.
Right. Yeah.
It is the longest going on light bulb. The reason being is Westinghouse and General Electric back in the day made shit to last. They realized that if we make them to last and everyone buys them, in a year we're going to be out of business because nobody's going to come back and buy them.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a conglomerate put together to make sure that every single thing has a shelf life and will break, so you have to go out and buy another one. So you're looking
Planned
at the same,
obsolescence
so
or
you're
disposable.
looking at the same thing with people's habits is that they would much rather continue to come back and use the social programs and the methadone clinics and actually cure you of your addiction.
Right.
Because once you're cured, you're not going to be going back. So in a year or two, they're going to be out of business.
Let's say we solved homelessness overnight, as they've done in Utah and as Finland did. But if we did that,
4 people in this world can do that right now.
Right.
Hello, Jeff Bezos. Hello, Zuckerberg.
There's a lot more of them motherfuckers.
Yeah. But you guys
like
have
6
more
billion
money than you
or something.
fucking know what the hell you can do with, to where you're playing around with your own fucking rocket ships instead of helping out those in your community. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, Seattle, you go to where Amazon is, he's got his own fucking rocket ship, but goddamn it, there's at least 500 people sitting and sleeping within blocks from his headquarters.
Yeah, right?
Out on the streets. You know? I mean, you want to fucking help, give somebody a fucking place to live for.
Oh yeah, so I was saying, I was crunching numbers, right? So in Clark County right here, and the story is like worse and better in other places, but in Clark County, it's $313 million is being spent on Help of Southern Nevada, which is dedicated to homelessness services.
And they suck.
And yeah, right. It's like the DMV of like homelessness services, you know.
Oh, we'll get you a place, but you're on a 3-year waiting list. You gotta tough it out.
Get there at
for
5
a little
a.m. if you got an appointment at 5 p.m. kind of thing, you know.
And you gotta tough it out for a little while because you're being on a 3-year waiting list.
But yeah, so between that organization and like a few others, they're spending $52,000 a year per homeless person in Clark County, and that's not even counting tertiary costs like emergency room visits, crime and vandalism, and just like shutting down parks. and cutting down trees so that people don't have a place to have shade. Just all of the
weird
other
stuff.
and the fact that our hospitals are more burdened. There's less resources for everyone because more people are going to them because they're homeless. So if we just housed everyone, it would be like a fraction of the cost of what we're spending on these organizations. However, if you were to end homelessness, that would kill a lot of jobs. All those people who are employed by these organizations would be out of a job.
Because it would be cured, and those people would not.
And this is not a conspiracy. It's not someone like, yes, we will. It's a system. It's a system tendency.
Yep.
A bureaucratic tendency, a governmental tendency,
They would much rather,
a market tendency.
They would much rather maintain you than cure you.
I mean, like what you were talking about with the planned obsolescence with the light bulbs. This also can be seen in the wonk world of government and politics, where when in Nevada the housing first policy ended homelessness, like in the first year was like over 90%. And the way funding works in this system, the nonprofit industrial complex, is the government hands out money for increased results.
Yeah.
So if you knock out homelessness by 90% in the first year, your next year you're not going to also then now it's 92. No, it's like you get like diminishing returns because you're effectively solving the problem.
Exactly.
And that is a basis for, in the bureaucratic standards of things, to end it. So then there's also like the competition thing. So they compete. The nonprofits compete for government dollars on a quarterly basis. So every 3 months they got to show these results, and it makes more sense for them to invest their resources into marketing and sabotaging other, and just to get their numbers up and to cook the books so that they can keep getting funding. Because if they don't get funding, they can't help anybody, and they're at least helping somebody. And if we just get one person off the street, it was all worth it. No, it fucking ain't. If you're
Again, there's no cure in sight in the world for anything. They would much rather keep you where you're at so they can make the money, but yet nothing gets done.
And holy smoke, we none of us get paid. We spend our own money on it, and for just we've gotten people housed for a few $100. And they're permanently housed and they're friends of ours now, and we hang out.
There are obstacles that a lot of people would have to go through, but
some people are going to be more expensive.
But it's not really actually that hard if these programs that are out to do that would actually set their mind to fucking do that.
Well, there was one, I think it was in Vancouver, it was in Canada, where the Meth Geese come from. Maybe the geese are bringing in the shit, right? Did we think about it that way?
Like
they're blaming homeless people for these fucking, cartel geese.
Fuck the tunnels, they're flying.
They don't go
over the
through
border.
TSA, right?
Yeah,
they're their own. They did an experiment. It was I think it was $8,000 or something like that, and they gave it to people who had been homeless for less than 2 years and had no exacerbating condition like schizophrenia or something extreme, and they just gave them $8,000. And that was all they needed. And then they set up their life, and then they stayed inside, and then they never became a burden to the system. And but the only
good, because if you look at it, right, here when I first moved out here, rent was cheap. Everything's gone up just because somebody wants a Porsche or a Bentley. But
it's partially my fault.
You look at the cheapest apartments around here. They run average about $600 a month, right?
Oh, that's pretty low, but I mean,
like the
it's more like 1,000. I'd say 1,000.
Like the Dragon was $600 a month.
The Dragon is the cheapest place down here.
Around here. So let's do some
quick rack,
math.
1,200.
Let's do some quick math.
Quick maths.
I will even go out to an extreme and do $850 a month.
Okay. $850 a month.
$850 a month times 12 months is a year comes out to $10,200 for a single person to have an apartment.
And then a lot of people are married. There's a lot of couples. We actually met this couple today. They were in their 70s, living in a tent in an alley down here.
Now again, there is a number of people in this country who have more money than they know what the fuck to even do with. That they're playing around with their own goddamn rocket ships. That they can supply a few people that amount of money and set them up with a place to live with for a year, so that person can get themselves together, can get a job and continue to work and continue to pay their rent. No?
Yeah.
They say
Oh.
they're philanthropic, but what do? They build a rocket ship that doesn't even go to the moon.
What a lot of critics of the housing first thing like to say is that they're like, oh, but you're not solving the underlying problem.
What's the underlying problem?
Drugs,
People
mental
need-
illness, you know, stuff like that.
That's on them.
Okay.
That's on the individual.
But if you were to try to get off drugs or work on your
Shame on
mental
you.
illness,
Shame on you.
should that be done inside or outside? Like if you're spending money on rehab programs, you're the government, you're paying these rehab programs, right? Now these rehab programs, if their patients are housed people, it'll be more effective, and then they won't be in and out of the system for the rest of their life until they're dead.
Because once they come back out
Yeah.
in the elements, what are they going to
Housed
do?
people respond very well to all kinds of therapy,
Yeah.
much better than unhoused people.
Yeah, those sitting there having
It's-
to worry about all their stuff every day.
Sick and commanded to be well, you know. You know, just like they're sabotaging the therapy
Okay,
that they're
wait.
paying for.
Wait,
There's a
so-
whole lot of
listen,
kickbacks and greased wheels with this
we
situation.
know a guy that's supposed to like eventually become a congressman around here, right?
All right.
We gotta really talk to him about issues and get him to listen, and instead of just key points, but truly listen to what.
I mean, we have an
solutions
election
are.
coming up for mayor this year, I believe.
I can't
you
run
know,
for mayor. Somebody's got to
why
do
not?
it.
I've been talking to.
because I've never been an angel and I haven't, and I'm the next felon. I can't run for public office.
Bruh, no, people, this is Las Vegas. They like voted for the mobbler. They would have voted for fucking the corpse of, you know, Bugsy Siegel if we coulda. You know,
once you
like,
get into
we love the
office-
mob. We love bad people. We love,
But,
you know,
but granted, once you get
well,
into
not bad
office,
people,
you're
good people who do.
But when you
good,
get into office,
fun
you're
things.
as crooked as fucking hell. But before that, while you're running, you have to be a straight-laced person.
Oh no, Trump has changed all that, baby. No, people want rough and honest and yeah.
Because, oh man, yeah. I think every mayor of the city, before they even start thinking about running, should actually reach level 250 in Sin City and know how to actually plan and work a city right.
What?
Give them some training. Give them some pre-op training.
No, the whole point of government is it's people who have no idea what they're doing.
See,
It's
they,
like
they gotta know what the fuck they're doing.
as Marx, Groucho Marx said, politics is the art of seeing problems everywhere, misdiagnosing them, and then applying the wrong solution.
Right.
Something to that effect.
That's about right.
Yeah.
They've taken the sin out of Sin City and screwing everything else up.
You know, like, you know, yeah. These motherfuckers. I was trying to come up with some kind of joke about fucking. You know, they're fucking. Why do we have whores if they're just gonna fuck us? You know, I don't know. You know, there's a joke there somewhere, but
I think I'm done.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Enjoy. Hopefully things work out for you, Kevin. If you truly want to do something that's righteous, I'll give you some pointers. Taking people's IDs and committing fraud with
Allegedly.
allegedly is not the way to go.
Or
But
talking
he-
shit
but
about
he-
homeless people,
but
or
he-
talking shit about charities, you know,
Yeah.
making up fucking fictions about us being a fucking drug cartel. Jesus fucking
If
Christ.
that was true, I would have money and drugs in my place, and I'd do it.
Yeah, I mean,
I like to smoke weed and get high, but yeah, I got neither. So I sure as hell am not any part of any cartel.
it's just like, I envy the world that he lives in because it's so exciting. You know,
Oh.
there's meth geese, which, you know, admittedly that can be a thing. I'm not,
Yeah.
you know, there's geese on meth, there's
I haven't
drug
seen
cartel,
it.
there's mole people that have gone blind and they're like, you know, he thinks that's the world we live in. And, you know, he's facing a lot of charges. Oh, he's got a public defender. Yeah. He's pleaded not guilty. Whew, see, I don't
see
want
when you get
anyone to
out,
get
bro.
locked in a cage. You
See when you
know,
get
but
out, man.
there's no but. You know, no one should be locked in a cage. And
Now, there's some that
it's,
should be locked away in the cage. And wait
yeah, those naughty boys that pay.
You know?
They have to pay
I mean-
for that
I mean-
privilege
I mean, no,
or
they're-
experience.
they're-
Oh, pardon. All right, y'all.